बस एक ही
whatever is coming across, if it's good, then it doesn't matter whose idea it was. What matters is producing a good product.
They're on a mission to redefine Indian travel and tourism.
The aim is that we put out good content, so then it's not too much about ego over here. It's about putting out good content.
NewsX influencer A-list proudly recognizes Abhiraj and Niyati for influence in travel.
Hello and welcome. You're joining us on NewsX Influencer A-list. Now with us today are two very, very special guests. Known for their series 100 Reasons to Love India, they are all set and in fact leading the way to change how we perceive tourism and travel in the country. Now, their show 100 Reasons, their in fact series 100 Reasons to Love India took the social media by storm, and they are here with us today to help us understand, give us insights into what exactly it was that led them to start the series and then take forward their influencing careers and embark on their journey. With us on the broadcast, known on Instagram as Abhi Niyu, are Abhiraj and Niyati. They have over 2 million followers, and they're going to help us understand what exactly it takes to be an influencer. Abhiraj and Niyati, thank you so much for being with us on the broadcast, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right. So if I could just begin by asking you, how has your journey been like? I mean, how did you guys meet? I know that you were college sweethearts. What exactly was it like, to be college sweethearts and then get married and now be influencers together, have your own, social media career?
Actually, we met in college. It was almost 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, actually. And we were together in college events, and we just clicked. We were friends first, and then we realized that we have feelings for each other, and then we started dating for a really long time, and we got married in 2018. And after that, we are not just partners in life, we are also partners in crime. I mean, whatever we do, our venture. So yes, so that's our story.
So, then what I want to ask you is, does it ever get difficult when, you guys are working together because you're a couple, you're married, but you're also social media influencers, you also work together. Does it ever get difficult?
So far, not really, because because we've been together for such a long time. I know what Abhi's strengths are, he knows what are my strengths. And so we kind of tend to leave those things on the other person. Like I know that some of the calls he takes for scripts or topics are something that he wants to go by gut feeling. And then if I have a feeling like that, he'll respect it. So there's not much of a problem. We don't tend to trample on each other's feet. Of course, we have creative disagreements, but then they get resolved because ultimately the aim is that we put out good content. So then it's not too much about ego over here. It's about putting out good content.
Yeah, so we know that we are a team, and whatever is coming across, if it's good, then it doesn't matter whose idea it was. What matters is producing a good product.
All right. So, then I want to ask you, very interesting, and that you have spoken about the kind of content that you create, right? Because I want to ask you about that. You have over 2 million followers on Instagram alone. And that, of course, comes with a lot of responsibility. How do you navigate, when people ask you questions? Because obviously you put out what you guys feel is right and what should, the messages that should be put out there. But there are always going to be people that are going to say, why this, why not that? How do you navigate that? How do you pick the content that you create?
Of course, like being online and creating content means you have to deal with a fair share of whataboutisms. So, but our ultimate goal is to try and put out positive content, solution-oriented content that will make some sort of an impact. So then that kind of influences in the topics that we choose. Like right now, we can't go out and travel, and that's the reason why we can't do a season 2 of 100 Reasons to Love India. But then still, we're trying to kind of follow those same principles in our content. We'll we'll make videos on personalities, historical personalities, or famous personalities in their respective fields on their birthdays because they deserve to be lauded. So those sort of things we still kind of like continue. And basically the responsibility that we feel is we know there are a lot of people following us, especially kids. So then that means we automatically be very careful about what we're putting out. And
Correct.
we kind of, yeah, the direction is that we want everybody to be critical thinkers for themselves. We want people to discover more about India, and we want people to sort of question things. So that's kind of something that gets reflected in our content as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in fact, I also want to talk about your series that is called 100 Reasons to Love India. Now, if we look, there are not a lot of people out there that are putting out content with regards to, places in India that you must love. And the series is, in fact, not monotonous. It is a very thoughtful, a series that has been put a lot of thought into to curate. Now, we often romanticize the idea of foreign cultures, but not so much our own. What tugged you to do this series is what I want to ask you.
In 2019, I mean, it was quite random how the idea came to us, because the whole idea was just that at that point of time, we saw a lot of negativity on the internet regarding whatever is related to our country. And we just thought that there needs to be content that balances it out. So then we thought that whenever somebody from abroad comes to India, they are quite excited about learning more about our country. But the tragedy is such that the people from our country don't know about the good things that are happening around us. They don't know about people who are working at ground level, bringing some sort of change in their neighborhood, around their house. And these are the heroes that we need to applaud, because these are the people who are actually there working on making India 1% better. So we thought that why not bring stories of such real heroes to people in an entertaining way? Because of course nobody likes to see tragedy online. They want to see something that is solution oriented. And overall, we just thought that if through our content, if we can give people some sort of hope that there are a lot of problems around us, but then if we try at our level to make our neighborhood 1% better, then in return we are making our country 1% better. It's so easy to be overwhelmed by the stuff that's happening around us, but that's the thing. You don't have to make the entire world a bright place. You just have to find a dark spot, a dark corner in your own house, and light a diya over there. So that was the overall idea, and that's how it's.
Yeah, and the basic thing is that, when I've traveled abroad, I've noticed that people over there are they have a lot of pride in their own culture. They show it off, they remember their history, and they document it well. But somehow that was always missing in India, and I felt that because kids especially are exposed to so much of negative news online, that they end up thinking, okay, this is not worth it only. Like, this country is not worth it. Nothing good can happen in this country. Like, all bad things only happen here. And that's kind of not correct, because there are a lot of people doing good work. We have a lot of lessons that we can learn from our history, and we have a very diverse and rich culture. It's so many things. Our history is so diverse, our languages are so diverse, our food is so diverse, and we don't end up celebrating it at all. I mean, that's such a big tragedy, and we kind of wanted to change that, because if you don't know how good your country is, when will you ever celebrate it?
Right, absolutely. And, kudos to you guys. But, I want to ask you then one other thing. You guys, of course, are on a mission to change how the image of India is perceived. But do you also think about your image? Because you guys had corporate jobs, and from then you went on to become social media influencers. I'm sure there are a lot of people that would have raised questions at some point, right? Is your family supportive? Are your friends supportive? Do they understand what you're doing?
It took a fair bit of convincing for them as well, because it was something nobody had really done before, and basically we didn't have a roadmap to it as well. We were kind of like going off into the unknown, and we still had checks and balances. Abhi took a break from his video making career. I continued to freelance on the side so that we didn't have to dip into our savings altogether that much. But there was a lot of skepticism, and basically we were also a little unsure when we were starting out, because we didn't know what to do. But as we started making a few more videos, and our immediate family, who we call our top fans, could see the value in it, and they appreciated the sort of content we were putting out, the moment they saw that, they were all on our side, because they could also align themselves with the vision, and they understood the importance of, and that's the reason why I love India. So then that's when they all came together, and then there have been no questions. Right.
Yeah.
All right, Abhi and Niyu, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the broadcast, and we hope that you succeed in your endeavor to change the way that we perceive India, and more power to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.